Guys, Katie here. I am sitting in my home office and I'm actually just kind of lounging, kicking back, thinking about and doing some writing on some things. And it's about the signs of knowing you're called to do great things, or the signs to know that uh, of your greatness. And I've just been kind of kicking back, how I really want to word this. But there are signs uh, to follow into your greatness. There really are. And you want to follow these instincts. They're very important to follow these instincts. And I will tell you, I struggled a long time when I lost my job in 2009. I didn't lose it. I got a severance. It's kind of a long story. Anyways, I did lose it. Well, technically I did. It was a time in my life I was a new mom. And I remember at that time, I was taking the time like, man, I want to do something else. And I was realizing that my daughter, she was in daycare 60, 70 hours a week. And I worked a lot. And I ran health clubs for many years. I was there 5 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock at night, right? And I'm like, gosh, is this all there is to life, right? Same thing like when I lost a brother. Is this all there is to life, right? It just kind of makes you question things. And I was doing some things today because over this past year, I've moved more online, and I was actually, prior to getting started online, working with a system, I was broke. I was broke. And now I'm not broke, but I still have some things that I want to do. And I'm actually working on another project right now, a really big project. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm like, I felt like I would have regretted if I didn't do it. And it's a project that I absolutely have to accomplish. I've actually always wanted to make my own product out of China. It's kind of a long story. I don't want to get into it, but I've always wanted to do it. And I've always wanted to get into like distribution and understand that industry, because I've done it in the past, but in a different way. And I like negotiating. So anyways, but being online, I have found that there are some things that I'm naturally good at and some things that I'm not naturally good at. And it's led me back to what I know that I need to stand in. And it's almost like your sweet spot, right? There's a sweet spot that you have that you're really good at, that you're actually called to prosper in as well. It could be a business, could be a job, could be a ministry, could be anything, right? But it's your job to really invest into your skill sets in that direction so you can really step into your greatness. Your greatness is something that you're naturally good at. It's your talents, it's your natural born talents, but it's also your education and your experiences as well that will help lead you down that path of becoming to the fullness and blossom to who you're called to be, right? And there are some signs, right? One of the signs is like you're very stubborn, you're very persistent, right? It's like you are gonna get this done, come hell or come high water, you are making it happen, right? That's a sure sign for greatness. Another thing is you have a different approach. You might have a different approach to solving problems. You might have a different approach to building a project. You might have a different approach or an idea to create something that's unique. That's definitely a sign of greatness. It really is. And you want to follow those instincts. You really do. You absolutely do. Listen to me. It's crucial. It's critical that you step into your birthright and you step into your calling. And I will tell you, I've struggled with this. Even this past year, even though I experienced a lot of good successes, I still had a lot of ups and downs because there's some things that I still want to do and that I'm building out to do. And it takes skill, it takes investment, it takes confidence, it takes courage, right? It takes following instinct and knowing that there's a greatness in you. You have to follow that. I was taking some notes on this, but do you get the hang of things rather quickly? Or are you persistent to a point where it's like, I'm going to get this, and follow this until I get it down really fast and I'm going to learn this, right? That's another sure sign for greatness, right? Another sign could be maybe you want to inspire people. Maybe you want to motivate people. Maybe you want to set the example inside of a certain industry or create change. That's another sure sign for greatness. Listen, you want to follow these instincts, but you also want to follow the instincts of not just investing into your skill sets and becoming better in those areas that you're great at, but also too, you want to grow in your character. You want to grow in your character. You want to grow in wisdom. You want to grow in knowledge. You want to grow in discernment. You want to ask for it each and every day, because I promise you, if you don't ask for these things, you're not going to receive them. You also want to ask for wise counsel. That's very important too, because we're all designed to do something unique, and it's critical, as I just said, it's critical that you step into that. It really is. It's critical. I see so many people, including myself, right, that aren't even close to what they are called to do, and they don't even see that they have an ability to maybe impact millions of people. There's some people out there that aren't even close to their calling. And how sad is that, right? Do you want to miss out on all your blessings, on all the favor that was called to be designed in your life? Do you want to miss out on those things? I know I don't. And I know that I've messed up things, and I could have done things better in order to, whether it be prosper more or to help more people, right? And one of the things I've struggled with, this actually can be another sign of greatness, in my opinion, is that you desire to really help a lot of people, but sometimes you can withdraw from that because of sometimes there can be a lot of great pain in helping a lot of people. There really can. When you're called to lead, when you're called to step out and do things radically different, or when you're called to lead by example, people put a lot of pressure on you to perform a certain way, and that if you don't, now all of a sudden they're done with you. And that's a very tough thing. It really is. And that can be another sign of greatness. And you got to continue to grow in your character and let go of those that judge you, that criticize you, that whatever that they want to do to you, that you're not good enough for them, or you did something wrong, so now they're not going to like you ever again. You got to learn to let go of those things. You really do. You absolutely do. And you have to let people learn to explore their own journey and their own greatness and find whatever they need to find. You forgive them, you bless them, you release them, and keep following the instincts to your greatness, because they're in you. They're in you to follow. They're in you to stand in. If you got a sweet spot, if there's something you're naturally good at, listen, follow that, because that's where you're going to prosper the most. Every time I step out, and even though I've learned how to do things, I know how to get hundreds of leads online. I know how to get thousands of leads online. I know how to help build sales funnels and do all these different things. But I don't want to market myself with that skill set. I really don't. You want to know why? Because I know the work that it takes, and most people are not going to do the work that it takes. And so I'm not going to sit there and help people. I want to go in more the mentoring, more the coaching, more in project building, and, showing people how to, take a project really from nothing to something. Those are things, I'm good at contract negotiation and things like that. So there's other things that I'm good at that I would rather stand in than focus on things that I'm not good at that doesn't prosper me. So you want to follow your greatness and recognize that persistence is a sign of greatness. It really is. So, hey, listen, there's another thing that I want you to do. There's a link below this video, and I want you to join me on Facebook, okay? Join me on Facebook with hundreds of people I connect with, thousands of people I connect with daily, talking about things that are outside of the norm, that are outside of the box, that are outside of what, people normally talk about. There's a lot of truth, there's a lot of boldness, there's a lot of things that might offend people, but you know what? I think it's for our own good. So there's a link below this video to get a hold of me with all the different ways to get a hold of me, and I want to see your pretty face there. So click those links below, and I'll see you there. Take care.